Hey Rockstar, I'm Alex Tripod.
And I'm Kelly Bowen.
We originally wrote this post at 8 months in. However, what we want to share with you now, 2 years in, is the updated version and what our conscious relationship has taught us about twin flames, divine union, love, and what being with the right person means, and all the little disclaimers that no one talks about ever.
So, before coming together, we've both been in several relationships where there was always something missing.
You know, the kind of ones where you're with someone that you wish could just change just a wee bit because then they'd be perfect. And we hang in there for their potential. Or the ones where you think if you just hang around for that little bit longer, they eventually see the value that you bring into their life, and then it would be your happily ever after.
Or they tick all the right boxes on paper, but deep down you know they're just not your person. Yeah.
Or no matter what you do, you just can't seem to keep them happy. Now, having won the trophy for all of these between the two of us, these are the 16 standout key signs that we believe will let you know if you're with the right person and hopefully save you some heartache, sleepless nights, and confusion that most hopeless romantics will endure. Number 1, being with each other is inevitable and unavoidable. It's like gravity pulling you together, meaning you have an unexplainable connection with this person and you're insatiably curious about them and you both feel it. What's the key word here, baby?
Both.
And if it's not the right time, it becomes the right time. If you're not ready, you magically become ready. It is game on.
Which brings us to number 2. There's no I need to think about it. You're in. Every part of your body, your mind, your soul, you are just in from the start. Meaning that if you have to have that conversation about whether they want to be in this relationship with you or not, and then want to think about it, dude, run. There's a movie they made about this. It's called
He's Just Not That Into You. From our experience, things don't change or get better. Number 3. You both have an overwhelming desire to clean up any loose ends without it being requested. Quickly. What I mean by this is lovers, ex-lovers, other interests, flirtations, and any other behavior that you just know won't fly. The right person is never a question of, are you seeing anybody else? Because they want to give this relationship every opportunity by starting it out right and focusing their energy into it and not diluting it with others, other people's energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Number 4, you think less about meeting your own needs and more about the needs of the other person. Your me focus becomes us focus. Meaning when you make decisions or before making them, you can't naturally help but consider the other person and how it might impact on them.
Now, full transparency, Kelly, let's be honest, I think you're a little bit more naturally better at this than me.
Yes, I do think it's a little bit of a feminine thing to be a little more situationally aware, but we have been on some pretty crazy roller coaster on the deadlines from your old do-do-do personality, haven't we?
However, typically this isn't something that you have to force yourself to do or set reminders on your phone. It just naturally comes. Number 5, there is an energy between you that is undeniable, and people around you can usually feel it too, meaning you probably get told all the time that you guys are gross in public. PDA alert.
Yeah, get a room. Number 6, you're not in a rush to lock them down. Says this one. Meaning you don't need validation on the status of the relationship commitment to feel secure in the relationship. You're happy just to let it naturally evolve, i.e. not in a rush to put a ring on it.
Albeit I did propose after 10 months in, but I like it. And Queen Bee says, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. She said yes. What did you say?
I said yes.
Show us, baby.
1,000 times yes.
Things just naturally move quite fast, all by themselves.
Absolutely.
Number 7, you get along with each other's friends. Do you want to explain this one?
Yeah, meaning 9 times out of 10, your friends know you better and what's good for you often better than you do. And they can smell a rat a mile away and have no hesitation telling you about it, because when you're too swept up in your happy hormones and your love goggles, You won't know the difference between what smells like a rat or a rose.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 8, each time you're challenged, you dig in even deeper with each other to connect and grow and shift through it. Meaning, when something challenges you or the relationship, you both naturally lean in and see it as an opportunity to grow together and learn to work together as a team instead of running for the hills or coming up with the brilliant excuse of how you're suddenly unavailable emotionally, mentally, or physically. Now, if we're being super vulnerable here, full transparency, there's been some massive clunks through the shift from our twin flame templating to harmonious divine union. And this has meant that we've had to face off with some of our own demons. And where this stuff has come up with other people in the past, we've run for the hills. But with us, even in the times where we've wanted to run for the door, there's something way beyond that's kept us anchored together. And it saw us through while we did the work to heal and shift and to come into harmony.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 9, you're willing to walk away from anything or anyone that isn't serving your relationship because you put the emotional security of the relationship first. Meaning that when your person comes to you with something they're feeling insecure about, you're willing to hear them out openly and find a solution that makes both of you feel loved, valued, seen, appreciated, understood, and safe. We haven't changed our stance on this. However, the disclaimer is when you provide this level of emotional security for your partner and you help them through a trigger, they then take responsibility for the inappropriate emotional outburst and do the healing work around it. So the emotional trust of the relationship is not continuously damaged or under fire.
Now, what Kelly is politely trying to say here is that I had mad control issues, and Kelly was loving and kind for the first 99 times this happened, and then she felt her kindness and generosity was getting taken advantage of. So her I amness forced me to level up and heal my woundedness once and for all, so I could finally give the freedom and the love and the trust that Kelly gave to me from the very start.
Yeah. And here's what's cool about the right person. Like, yes, Alex had this stuff going on, but I had mad people pleaser. So this really forced me to set my own boundaries and really bring a much more mature, healthier version of myself into the relationship so that we could both flourish.
I often joke that I preferred her being a people pleaser
Because you got away with everything.
whilst I was in trigger, but I know now, looking back in hindsight, it's just the greatest gift, and the right person helps you amplify, really helps you become that best version of you unconsciously and consciously. Number 10, you don't have to be anyone other than yourself. I'm going to repeat this. You don't have to be anyone other than you. You are celebrating for you, the good, the bad, the best, the ugly. Meaning there's no expectation on you having to be a certain way for the health of the relationship. Now, disclaimer, this does not mean that you can project your shit all over the other person. Please refer to the above point, number 9. What this does mean is that the other person will hold you in a space of love and compassion if you are shifting through something, and celebrate you at your greatest expression. Your person wants you to be great. They want you to shine. They want you to be all that you can be, and they want to support you on that journey.
Which brings us to number 11, and you sleep naturally and easily with them from the beginning. No, we're not talking about the sex, get your mind out of the gutter, but that is usually great. So let us explain. When you sleep, you're actually at your most vulnerable, and being in the presence of this person puts your soul at ease. You sleep like a baby.
Now let me clarify. Until I met Kelly, I used to sleep with separate doonas with every past partner. I did not cuddle any of my partners, period. As soon as I lay next to Kelly and I held her and she held me, my soul felt at home, which leads me beautifully into sign number 13.
So number 13, you feel like you've been on a long journey and you've finally come home. Meaning there's a familiarity about the person and you have a knowing that you're safe with them. You know they would move heaven and earth just to see you smile. And you know, we've actually been told recently that we're the same soul frequency. Which
I thought I was unique, but hey, apparently we're the same soul.
Right, it's still a bit of a trip getting used to, and supposedly we've been chasing each other around the galaxy for eons now.
Number 14. This person plays multiple roles in your life. Your lover, your teacher, your best friend, your confidant. Now, this is not always an enjoyable process. And furthermore, your weaknesses tend to be their strengths. And you find it so easy to show up as what the other person needs when they need it. And you do it effortlessly and gracefully.
Or at least you tell yourself you're doing it effortlessly and gracefully. Number 15. When you come together with this person, all your past hurts from previous relationships finally make sense. It's like all the pieces come together, meaning you can see how from each past relationship, you've taken the best parts and the worst parts and really shaped you into becoming who you needed to be to call in this person and to make this relationship so magical.
And last but not least, number 16. All of your rules go out the window, and I mean all of them. For example, rules like you have to wait a certain amount of time before you drop the L word, or you can only see them a certain amount of times per week when you're first dating, or waiting 3 days to call after the first date, or sleeping with separate donors. This guy, right. with this person, there's just no need for standard dating rules because you're both all in from the get-go. Now, disclaimer, this does not mean that it's smooth sailing. We've certainly had our fair share of drama, some external to us and happening around us. And the other part of it was us learning to, like, how to actually be with each other. You know, and being with the right person doesn't mean that your stuff's not gonna bump up against their stuff. What it means is that you both love each other enough to hold space, see each other for your greatness, and give each other the grace to grow into this space.
And finally, the most standout lesson that love has really taught us is to always think kindly of each other and always assume that the intention of any behavior is coming from a positive place and it's meant with love. So when you do bump against your person's stuff, ask yourself, how would love show up here? And act and respond from this place, because there's nothing love can't transcend. The moment you shift to heart, magic happens.
Now, P.S., if there's any form of physical or mental or emotional violence, then regardless of whether or not they're your twin flame or divine union, this is not a space to stay in. We love you, and remember,
living exceptionally is the status quo.
Peace out.